All right, people, we are back. That was a pretty exciting ending to Monday Night Raw. We have a lot to discuss. We have a new Intercontinental Champion. We got some new tea leaves coming. So we're just going to jump right into it, guys.
Hey guys, my name is Jade Cargill, and you are watching Women's Wrestling Talk.
10, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.
All right, we're back for this Monday Nightmare-ish. And that was a pretty shocking ending. So we got a lot to discuss at Raw. Felt like it just breezed by. I'm just going to rip the Band-Aid off. You know the entrances. You know my guest today. Councilman's in the building with us. Courtney's in the building with us. And Honey's in the building with us. And we got to break down what we just witnessed. So I think it was an exciting ending to Monday Night Raw. If we're going to be in Netflix in a couple months, we're doing it right. We are doing it right. So I don't know what happened. We had our Intercontinental title match between Jey Uso and Braun Breaker, and we have a new Intercontinental champion in Braun Breaker. After some shenanigans, we got Solo up here with tickets to the show. He wasn't here illegally. He bought tickets to the show. I only saw 2 though, so I don't know what Tama and Tonga did, but like Solo and Jacob purchasing customers. Okay, Monday Night Raw. I ain't got no problem with that. But they did get involved, and we have a new champion. What do we think happens next? Where do we think Jay goes from here? But first, where do we think Braun goes from here, capturing his second Intercontinental Championship? Honey, I'll start with you because you seem the most upset about the outcome.
I cannot believe that he is a 2-time Intercontinental Champion already, this guy. But I can believe it. I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that at all. I'm just like, why put us through all of this? I understand the emotional roller coaster and everything like that, but Jay, I just feel like Jay deserves better. Where do I think Jay goes? He's going, you best believe he's going to head right to SmackDown and whip some Temu Bloodline ass, because that was an atrocity. And yeah, he's going to need to get his lick back for that. As far as where Braun Breaker goes, here we go. Time to elevate some more singles competitors. Time to match him up with some new fresh talent. Considering that we saw the face off between Jacob and Breaker, which I think was probably my favorite part of the match. Can't wait to see what they do with those two. But I feel like everything we've been saying this year everything has been a slow cook. So we don't know what direction this is going to go, but all this is telling me is that we're on our way to war, guys. We're heading to war.
Courtney, did you like the conclusion of this match?
It seemed very odd on how Jay dropped the belt, because it was like, it wasn't even much more of a month he held it. But I understand storyline wise why they did it. Because he's going to go to SmackDown and he wants to kick the crap out of every single person in that Team New Bloodline. So I can understand why they did it. Now for Braun Breaker, I want to say congratulations to him. But the next question is, who's going to be the next person to challenge him for the Intercontinental title?
Okay. Councilman, I think you're in the same boat with me with how this show ended. And we keep calling them Team New Bloodline. Can we put some respect on Solo's Taylor? Them suits got to be some type of expensive. They're well fitting. I think he fits very well.
You want us to go Men's Warehouse Bloodline? Is what you want us to call them?
Burlington Coat Factory, something. Solo out here buying some expensive suits. All right.
I'm not putting him with my Burlingtons. Fuck that. Fuck that. Okay, he can have Men's Warehouse. But all I need to know is there any dogs in WWT tonight? What did I tell y'all, bro? I told y'all that was gonna happen. And you want to know why? Because, like y'all said, Jay got to go do this bloodline stuff, but also too for Braun, this makes you step up the entire mid-card division. So now these men have to bring it to go off of the Intercontinental Championship, because no offense to Jay is more charisma than he is match. and y'all know that. Jay can put on a show in there, but he is more charisma as a champion than it is in the match. And if you want to blame anybody, this is Cody Rhodes' fault because you wanted him to finish the story. Now everybody's like, we want to see him as champion. Cool. One of these niggas got to take a L though. So since we can't directly take the belt off of Cody, guess what? Jay finna lose his belt. Because he could have got it after Braun had his stint, but people wanted it to happen so much now. It got to happen now. It has to happen now. Otherwise, it's going to be done. It'll never happen. They gave y'all what y'all wanted, right? But now we got to get back down to business. We need to let Braun be able to chase the title, as Cedric has said, because now it then made that man more of a dominant champion, losing it and getting it back. Now we know Braun is going to make sure he doesn't mess up stuff. He's going to take everybody he walks in there with seriously. And it takes away the fact that people think that it was nepotism that got him the belt. That's what this did. And Jay is just about to go have a glorious story, being the centerpiece of this bloodline and Men's Warehouse bloodline. So it works out well. And the fact that you're acting like this with the belt being gone makes for good story writing. We don't need long championships all the time. Somebody had to have it to happen.
They give Miz and R-Truth a longer title reign than Jey Uso. I'm mad.
So how I asked?
I mean, was it? It was shorter
this,
than it was longer than Sammy's, right?
I don't know, around the same.
About 60. Sammy's like 60-something days.
Yeah.
How soon does Jay seek revenge? And when I want to know from each of you, and when and how does he go about doing it? Does he go on his own? Like, do we see a slow burn to him actually speaking to his brother and Roman again? Or is like, am I going to try to go get him on my own first?
I think he running straight after Jacob. We already seen the setup before when he stepped to him. I think we immediately get Jacob versus Uso at Crown Jewel.
Huh. I don't know, man.
Well, you are shocked. Yo, you are distraught right now.
I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't know. I mean, maybe it's just me. Maybe for me, the reason why I don't like it is because I don't like it this soon. Like, I don't know. Like, I could have waited another week. I could wait until Crown Jewel. Like,
yeah. Listen.
Thank you, Dylan. No yeet.
This is the Obafemi effect. Y'all would have not
the
liked
Trick
that
Williams
at all.
and even the Swerve Strickland. That's exactly what they're doing to Jay. This is stupid.
No, because Braun ain't finna just lose it after 2 matches and be like, I retire. Like, that wasn't necessary. This was necessary to happen.
Yo, Christopher, don't remind us.
29 days. 29 days.
Dylan, where's the Randy Orton clip? Where's the Randy Orton clip? Because I need that. The stupid.
Oh God, that clip.
I need that.
Well, the cool thing about this is like now we believe Jay is a singles champion. I think it accomplished everything you need to accomplish. Like, he got singles gold before his brother. He's stamped as a singles superstar now. So like, it's not to say that he can't recapture that gold, because now you put more. Now there's like more heat behind that rivalry if he ever fights Braun again. So I'm gonna go handle business, but like I got my eye on you. Or
2 out of 3
is it's like him going against Gunther now if he's gonna still be a Raw superstar at some point.
Yeah.
This is literally going to be all about crowning Jey Uso in the biggest way.
Yeah. You can't print that much merch and not have plans for you.
Yeah. And then too, you needed to see what it looks like with him holding a title. And we got to see that. They even redesigned the title for it to fit him, but with establishing the blue inside of it. And like we said, that's just a 2 out of 3 for them. We still need a Breaker and Uso part 3 to see who's going to get it. And then too, I know y'all don't like the title reign, but guess what? He had a longer title reign than Kane as a WWE championship. That was 24 hours.
Oh my
God. They had a longer title reign than Rey Mysterio when he won the World Heavyweight Championship. And guess who he lost that to? Kane, same night.
That's true.
So At
Bobby
least
Lashley.
Bobby Lashley. And at least you know that he's worthy of being a champion. And none of you are saying that Jay won't ever be a champion again. None of us think that.
We know he will.
Yeah. So we know
Oh,
how important it is.
Oh, he'll get it back. He'll get it back.
No, he might get a bigger belt. Because like y'all said, now him being WWE champion makes a lot more credibility now.
If he oh, sorry, go ahead. No, seriously, you go. I just gotta think of the words.
Oh yeah, him now having that, because think about it. Now he's an intercontinental champion, he is a decorated tag team champion. Now him having the belt for as the main event makes so much more sense to you, and the pressure of him being a singles title holder is now off of him.
Yep.
What if this also leads to Jay versus Cody for the title? If he's going to join his cousin and help them in the bloodline, that would mean he would also, I mean, I don't know if he would be having a problem with Cody by then, or if Cody would be inserted anywhere as he likes to do so often. What if there's a situation that we somehow end up getting Jey Uso versus Cody for for the undisputed title?
The only problem is we already know who the next champion will be when Cody dropped the belt.
Yeah,
this how you save SmackDown right here.
Oh,
you make this man champion.
That's why.
Speaking of saving SmackDown, I just want to go. We can stay on the bloodline. We can go back to it. But I want to just go down the card real quick for the people that missed it. Throughout this show, we started the show with Seth Rollins calling out Bronson Reed, if you saw that, and they fought each other through the night. In my opinion, if you want to save SmackDown, Bronson needs to send that man to the upper room. And like Councilman said on the stream, Seth goes about his way to SmackDown. Then you can do the Roman Seth thing that you've been wanting to do for years at WrestleMania. You can do that. But what do you guys think about the feud with Seth and Bronson? Who do you give the upper hand to after what we've seen tonight?
I want Bronson to tsunami this man 8 times. That's all I want. It's like, yo, that's the new Suplex City. If y'all really think that's the new Suplex City. Like every time he go to that top rope, I'm like, yes. You ain't even gotta win matches. Just hit me with 8 of them. Yes. Yeah. Is he done? He's not finished. Yes.
Yeah, we talked about it earlier on WWT Live. Like, yeah, it's time for Seth to make that move over to SmackDown so he could join the shenanigans that's happening over there. Because I'm sure he would have a lot to say and a lot to be pissed about with Cody helping out Roman, and then Roman needing help from this new bloodline. And we get some Friday night Seth Rollins. I'll take it. That's fine with me.
Okay. We have two new contenders for the tag team champions that Finn and JD McDonough have held almost hostage for like the entire summer. The LWO defeated the Creed brothers. We all watched that match and thought it was kind of strange that it was Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee instead of Cruz de Toro and Joaquin Wilde. Any thoughts about how that match went? They'll be going into a match against we're going to spend some time on this, honey. We're going to be going into a triple threat match against the New Day, who defeated AOP, who AOP in the Final Testament got a nice little surprise after their match. But looking ahead to the triple threat match between the New Day, the Viking Raiders, the War Raiders, and the LWO. What do we think about these guys moving on and what we saw after the match between? Well, not after that match, but what do we think about them winning the match? LWO first.
It should have been AOP versus the War Raiders for the number 1 contendership match. That's what it should have been. This whole thing of you and the Creed bro. Just listen to the match we just said. Creed brothers versus AOP versus War Raiders. If that don't spell NXT Black and Gold on Raw, this was a huge miss just so you can advance this New Day story with LWO. I'm sorry, I'm like, that's a waste.
What about War Games?
Yeah.
Stop it.
Don't be disgusting. It's just gross. Sorry, I can't help myself. Like that give you the stank. That give you the stank face.
That's a lot of meat. That's a lot of meat.
Big meaty
In a
bitch, slap the
cage.
meat. Where is it? Where is it? There it is.
That's a lot of.
Well, because you lose it, you never win.
Oh boy!
That stuff is.
Yeah.
I still can't believe that man did that live on TV.
So we know what they should have did, but that's not what we got.
Yeah, it's a lot because it's just like the ones that deserve to do it. It still makes it seem like, as opposed to, you know what it is? It's like y'all doing what you did to the women's tag team division when it first started. It's like, so you're giving us makeshift tag teams when we got tag teams.
Mhm.
And it's what, so you can go up against another makeshift tag team. Like, again, you have a straight tag team in your group, and they're not fighting for this. And also what? So they can, like, so LWO and New Day can get into this little tussle, and Xavier Woods pulls the thing over, takes Ray's mask off. Everyone gets distracted for War Raiders to win.
Yep.
Because we all know now it's gonna be War Raiders because neither one of these teams have a stake in really going after the titles.
Mhm.
Meanwhile, Finn and JD are just
Hanging
toasted with a nice title reign. What do we think about the shenanigans around the match with the LWO and the Creeds? Of course, Chad Gable getting involved. Also, we might get a match next week between Zelina Vega and Ivy Nile.
That's the best part. That's the best part.
I
of the
love
whole
it.
match.
That was my favorite
That was
part
the
of the
best
whole
part.
thing.
That was the highlight of that.
She was
Love
my
it.
favorite part of the whole night. Zelina Vega was anyway.
And the
Her and
fans,
Ivy Nile.
fans were going behind it.
That
Her and
toss,
Ivy
that
Nile.
that toss to the chancla was hysterical.
Hilarious. I'd be for it. I'd be for it though, Boza. Give me Zelina versus Chad. I'd take it.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, but I think that was probably the only favorite part I really liked about it. I don't know what it is about Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee, but it feels like there's just like a struggle with trying to execute for me personally. I don't know what it is, but
Yeah.
Creed Brothers did what they do, and I thought it was interesting to see the Miz talking to Karrion Kross. I mean, we know we've been seeing them interact the last couple of weeks, but to add Miz and the R-Truth thing in there, it's like there's a lot of Avengers like shit going on, because it's like one story's here, then it goes into this story. It was like, because you saw AOP and Final Testament, and then you had the LWO and everything, and then all of a sudden you had Zelina Vega talking to Chad Gable, then all of a sudden you have Miz there with R-Truth, and it's like stories within stories within stories within rivalries within rivalries within rivalries, and I'm just really loving that part of how they're telling the story with the 2 hours. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like there's something that needs to be different with the LWO going forward. I just don't know what it is. But it's not. It's not clicking.
Really seeing the condensed Raw impact the show with storylines. And with Ray, if I'm being honest, I think we're trying to work around the proper send off for Rey Mysterio. I know he doesn't have that much time left. And maybe he's really trying to elevate Dragon Lee and the others before actually heading out. Maybe because I feel like we know how he heads out, and that's like going on his back for his son at a WrestleMania. Which we saw. I don't know if this is confirmed or not, but I think Dom has a title match against Gunther. Is that what Carlito was doing?
I think
he was trying to
so.
work something together. Yeah,
But he has to have a match first for the number one contendership. So he's in that match with someone else, and it's supposed to be a former world champion. If he beats him, he'll become the number one contender.
Dom about to get chopped up.
Can you imagine if Dom defeated Gunther for the title just to face Ray?
Yeah, but I don't know. But I don't know if it's him or if it was for Braun. Now that's the thing I didn't hear. I don't know if he was talking for him for the Intercontinental Championship or the World title. That's the thing I didn't hear Carlito say.
Man, Dom coming out here with lowriders. If we don't elevate this man to the main title picture already,
man,
we need more of that content.
Because I ain't gonna lie, that intro I saw in Bad Blood, I was like, Dom got it. Dom in the pocket right now. When he pulled up and had Liv right there with him, I'm like,
Oh, Jeffrey said Miz on Raw Talk said Miz on Raw Talk was trying to leave the partnership because of the Wyatt Six, but Karrion said that you're not going anywhere because Paul took a bullet for you and you're gonna have another problem with us.
So that's the thing I love about talking smack and Raw Talk, is we get those tea leaves, because we were talking about how does Miz fit in and is he a part of the Final Testament? This sounds like not by his choice that he's going to be there.
Mhm.
Which is cool though, because Paul Ellering need a break. Like, you need to go sit down somewhere. You need a break.
I know. Let that old man
I
rest.
like Paul Ellering.
I do too, but
I do, but why? Like, but why though? Like, after a
I
while,
be
that's
I be
why
scared he gonna fall, and then he ain't. I don't want. That's what every time he come in that ramp, I be like, he gonna fall.
well, he
And I don't
fell.
want to see him fall.
He fell tonight because the residents of Wyatt Six City just.
But wait, hold on, wait. Did you see how gentle he had to lay him down? And they had him like this.
Bless
grabbed
his
leg,
heart.
and then laid him down gently.
Bless his heart. I love it.
Yeah,
I
bless
love
his-
Get
it. I
him
was-
out of here.
Bless
I
his
was just-
little heart.
I was just happy. I was just really happy to see the lights go out. Just
called
when
it.
Final
You called-
Testament was going, thinking they were coming out on top and everything like that, letting them get the last word. And then them lights went out and came back on. And I was like, oh my God, yes. Give
All
me
of them there.
what
So
I
I
want.
asked this
All of them.
before you guys all jumped on. I think, Honey, you answered it. How do we feel about obviously the Y6 presentation is amazing. How do we feel about their choosing of targets thus far? We're staying away from the title picture and things like that, but it's like they're establishing beefs, kind of like what Bray Wyatt used to do back in the day. It's like, hey, I got a beef with this person. It doesn't have to make sense to you, but this is my op right now, and I'm
This is the best one. Like this,
Yeah.
this let me show. Like Chad Gable and them was the nice teaser. It was the appetizer, but it was like I've said this when they came back and we were talking about who should they go after. I've been saying Final Testament because this Wyatt Six are already elevating. This is going to elevate Final Testament. So everything we talked about with Karrion Kross being this main superstar, we now will get to see that highlighted in this match. You will now get to see the dominance that AOP is, because you're going to have to go up against someone like Joe Gacy or the Buzzer, or even if they're exchanging with Rowan. And so we already know Karrion is going to have to face them to get to Howdy. And so it's going to be so. And then now too, this thing I'm really just can't wait to see. We finally get to see Scarlett in action against Sister Abigail.
Oh.
So I think this was a much needed pick for them to go. And I think they can do so much with this rivalry that this can bleed out for like the rest of the remainder of the year. Like this can go into Royal Rumble.
Early predictions for how it pans out. Because if you ask me, Karrion Kross desperately needs a marquee win in these rivalries that he has. Like, if you guys remember, he didn't get the last word against Bobby Lashley in the Pride. They lost.
No.
They got the Mania match, but they lost. So it felt like for not. So what are you guys' early predictions of how this plays out over the next few months?
I think having the targets for the Wyatt Six and keeping them away from the titles is the smart thing to do. Because not for nothing, now that they're what they are, you don't really need to put a title on them right away. They don't have to be champions. They could do just fine without them, especially Uncle Howdy. But I also was getting into like the system of how they appear and when they appear. They're very picky and choosy when they appear on TV. And I realized that Uncle Howdy has showed up when the Wyatt Six, when Bray Wyatt, the Wyatt family debuted, the anniversary. He also showed up tonight because remember we were talking about it earlier, Councilman. I was like, I got Uncle Howdy withdrawals. Where the hell is he? Where's he been since we got to this 2 hours? Like nothing. I'm like, what's going on? And then we see him tonight, and I've completely. I can't believe that I let this escape me earlier on the show, but I did say that we were in Wells Fargo in Philly, and that's where Extreme Rules was, where Bray Wyatt returned again.
Yeah.
And that's pretty crazy. So I love the intent behind it. And we were also talking about this earlier about Bo Dallas and Bray Wyatt, having that creativity and having that vulnerability and that being so deep rooted and passionate in what you've created in these characters. It just the intention behind it, and doing it on anniversaries that Bray was a part of and things like that. He had his match. What was it, after the weekend of his passing, a year anniversary? You know what I mean? Like, it's just been pretty spot on. And one thing I'm sure a lot of you, if you don't know, sorry, but if you know, seeing the Miz and Bo Dallas in the ring was absolutely awesome for that moment. Even though Miz got away, I think that could be a next possible target, because Miz was the one who kind of slithered his way from the Fiend as well. But Uncle Howdy's not going to let him get away with it.
You give me a theory with that now, though, too, with Uncle Howdy. Uncle Howdy has a list of who he's taking out.
Oh,
yes. And Uncle Howdy is going after his personals, and the 6 is given a purpose now. That's why the Final Testament is involved, which is what leads me to believe. And this is just, I don't know if it'll happen, but I just think it'd be dope if it happens. I don't think we get a necessary victor. I think Karrion gets kidnapped and trapped in the funhouse and then just disappears off camera for a while until he comes back. Yeah. But what it's going to lead to is, like you said, there's no titles that need to be involved. The only time we're going to get that title reign is when Uncle Howdy goes after Randy for what he did to his brother, when he took the title off from his WrestleMania. And then the one we'll get before that, Uncle Howdy is going to face John Cena. Because you're the one that caused him so much torment at WrestleMania 30 when you beat him. You made him spiral, and he wants you to pay for that.
Uncle Howdy is going to run through everybody who wronged Bray storyline-wise. He's going to, he's avenging Bray. Remember, he always says after he's done, "My life for you." That lantern is Bray. He had the glove, which he used the mandible claw for Paul Ellering. The glove says Bray. Everything is rooted to Bray. So we're going to get, Seth and Uncle Howdy. We're going to get Roman and Uncle Howdy. We might even get The Rock. And
I think Roman is last. I feel like Roman's going to be
Roman
last.
should be last. And
Roman's
that should be his, that if Roman were to retire, I would finish it with that.
If Roman had the belt and did that and retired, because remember, his reign started from Bray. So it would only work. He becomes champ again, and Howdy takes it from him and then makes him disappear.
I like the sound of that, especially the Cross getting stuck in the funhouse part, because maybe that is what shifts Cross to a more believable character. Make him go down his own personal memory lane of like, hey, you're a 2-time NXT champion. You were
Bring
this
back
guy.
that killer.
You are a big free
bring
agent.
back to what he used to be.
And guess who his tormentor could be? Alexa Bliss.
Oh God, Alexa, and we haven't seen her on TV.
That's how you bring her back. She's the torment. She's the one that is controlling the funhouse.
And she looks good. I mean, even though she had her baby,
and she said she'd be returning soon, which is I said Royal Rumble. If it's not the 6, give me the goddess. Give me the goddess back.
Yeah, it's a matter of time.
I like all of this. I like where all of this could go. I really do.
So
anything
not
with the Wyatt.
Such a sharp pivot, but there was a lot of collateral damage in that match. So many storylines are going to flesh out for that. What do we do with R-Truth? Because obviously R-Truth is, he thought he was buddies with the New Day. He still thinks he's kind of friends with the Miz, even though like the Miz has told him that he hates him and all that stuff. So what do we do with R-Truth? How does he? How do we? I just want
to see one thing. I just want to see Howdy in the back with the fog doing his promo, and R-Truth just walk up behind him, smile and just.
Be like, oh,
because
it's Bray Wyatt.
We the Wyatt.
It's the Wyatt family. He'll say,
Bray, you lost a whole bunch of weight.
Like, it's the Wyatt family.
You lost a lot of weight, Bray. And why you wearing that mask like that now?
You know what? That would be an amazing Halloween segment.
Oh my goodness.
If they don't do that next week, that would be an amazing Halloween segment.
That would be really funny. That would be really funny.
Or he just passed through the camera. Or he passed through the camera and be like, hey, you seen that little woman with the wedding dress on that just walked by? I'm trying to find her.
She's trying to get married, but she look like Nikki Cross. Like something like that.
I'm trying to see what's going on. He just walk off.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. But
we got 2 hours. We got 2 hours next week. Fit that in there somewhere.
Right.
So
in a more serious note for our truth, there's one thing that I definitely could see, and someone had asked this question online and said and asked and begged the question, who, John Cena's retirement tour is coming up, who do we get to retire John Cena? I personally think our
Charlotte Hero.
truth.
That'd be
I think
hilarious.
our truth should be
That
the
would
one
be
to
great.
retire his childhood hero weight and give me that "I'm sorry, I love you" moment times 2.
I love you, Cena. Go for it. Oh, that'd be great. That'd be great. And if I can't
Give
get
Me
that,
that
if I
HBK and Ric Flair feel,
Yeah.
but then also retire Truth as well. That's his
No, but
I
hero.
don't think they'll
But
do
before
that. I feel like they can do that at a house show and get that off because that's so intimate. I don't feel like they would give live TV that.
Nah,
So
we
this
would,
is-
we
this-
need that on live TV. I need to cry.
I would
Yep.
love to see that. But then also too, though, I could see our Truth win Money in the Bank next year. I could see Truth in the Bank next year.
But
'Cause
that means John Cena would have to have a title. I need
No,
John
no, because again, that's a one-off for him to like face John, and then that's good. But like Truth can run with that title and like literally forget he's Mr. Money in the Bank.
I like that
Yep.
comment, cousin Ron.
That's gold right there. Just like
You have
seen.
Cena retired by our Truth as a heel.
Oh my goodness, that would be crazy.
Have
Here's-
Truth pull up with that Money in the Bank contract, the UFC events. Have him go to TNA for TNA and be like, "Hey, that don't work here."
He cashing at all the wrong stuff.
Have
Oh
have
my
him go to-
god,
He go
Oh,
to NFL games and just be like,
promotion would be stupid.
"Yo,
have him go to
imagine-
NXT and do it to Trick Williams.
No, do not. Well,
Have him
No,
go
no,
to-
would you be
no,
mad at
have
that,
him,
though?
have him
No.
go to the NXT in the women's division, like Kalani or something like that. Be like, "Hey, I'm cashing in." You'd be like, "You can't cash in right now."
Yo," and then have him do it at TNA too. Have him running the
Oh my god,
TNA.
TNA. Did you?
That
Give
don't
you know
work
what?
here.
Give me our Truth and Joe Hendry in a tag team.
Oh.
I'm just thinking of things for
I can see
Truth
that.
to do on
But
his way out. You know,
But like you said, I want to see the singles run though, because I would love to see him honestly. And I know, well, no, because now is the perfect time to do this. I would love to see R-Truth as the world heavyweight champion.
Yeah.
With especially the way like it's not holding the belts for long. I would love to. R-Truth win the Royal Rumble.
Oh goodness.
stop playing with me.
You can have Truth get his moment and win and get cashed in on too. Like you accomplish
Yeah.
both of these.
Yeah, Money in the Bank would probably be the best one.
I'm also trying to think of all the things that Truth has never done.
Yeah.
Like I'm trying to think.
He's
like,
been-
he's never won.
He's been United States champion.
He's been United States. He's been tag team champion.
I think he's been Intercontinental champion before. I think.
Not sure.
Gotta
Ugh.
fact check that. But he's never had a main
No.
card. He's never gotten the
No,
big
he
one
hasn't.
before.
No,
No, he hasn't.
not that.
This is the
He had his
perfect
moment
time.
with Cena when he had his rebellious phase.
Capital
back in the day.
punishment. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
So-
he hasn't. Yeah, he hasn't been an Intercontinental champion.
So just like we're talking about Truth, the other, I guess, breakdown storyline we saw was Xavier Woods holding Kofi Kingston back from saving Truth from attack from Final Testament.
Dead
Much
wrong.
ado about nothing.
Mm-mm-mm.
Do we have any backstage segment? Maybe there was one on Raw Talk. Maybe there's one on socials. Where we yet again see Woods saying, "Hey, that's none of our business. He did that on his own." What do we feel like that shakes out for the New Day?
I think you said it. I forgot which one of y'all said it, but it's like if the New Day decides to go heel again, like it's now starting to shift over to Xavier showing Coffee the way of like, yo, it needs to be like this. It needs to be like that.
Woods was the one that got the New Day together in the first place with that same type of energy. So
Yeah.
do we feel like Kofi's going to go along with Woods? He already said, "You the quarterback, you running the plays." But this is a very slow burn, like extremely. And I don't know if it's slower because the Odyssey Jones stuff happened, but what
I
do you
think
guys
that's
think?
exactly why it did. I
Mhm.
think it was because of that. I think Odyssey Jones was supposed to be a big factor in recreating this new version of the New Day. But
It's really Ethan
But
Page?
then
Really Ethan Page? Nah.
Oh
No.
man.
No.
I mean, we had the tribal chief in here earlier. You know what I'm saying? We had the OCC in here.
Um,
I love that track. Ego.
so I'm thinking,
when is their anniversary? It's next month.
I thought this anniversary already happened.
Is it next
mean,
month?
does anybody truly like? No, let me not ask it that way.
Nah, you know what you want to ask. Go ahead and say it.
Like, is there any reason why we shouldn't believe that Big E will return?
But to do what though?
Just to Big E returns, if anything, to unite the New Day as a fortified front. Because I mean, I still believe that you can push so much legacy merchandise with the re-releases like they've been doing lately with The Rock and CM Punk. You can do so much damage with the 10-year anniversary, just from a financial standpoint.
November 28th is their official 10-year anniversary.
And that just so happens to be around War Games, doesn't it?
Yeah, and then Raw is December 1st. So it'll be a Sunday where it'll hit the 10-year anniversary.
The 30th is War Games. That's a Saturday.
Oh yeah. My bad.
So we can space this out for 4 more weeks. I mean, I don't know what happens, and it doesn't really have to be Big E stepping in the ring again. We know he did the treatments in Mexico. I think he was with MVP down there, but it's been so quiet.
I mean, or I think he comes back to motivate them to win the tag team belts on that day. I think that's the biggest thing.
Yeah, I think. I mean, not even to fight or anything like that, but even to make an appearance, I think that people will go absolutely nuts. But I mean, they've always had the power of positivity. But what if they switch it up on us?
I mean, or it's just to remind them of it. I feel like we'll get hey, we need to remind you of this, of what the power of positivity is. So let me remind y'all what it is. But also, too, though, I have to think about this. We don't have too many black people as heels in WWE right now, do we?
Mello.
Besides Mello. I think that's it. I can't think of nobody.
Is Legend and Jakara Jackson considered heels?
No, they're faces.
Not really anymore, right?
No, they're just doing. Yeah, no, they're still considered faces.
How?
Because Ora Mensa is still a face, and
but Noam Dar is the leader of the faction. He was heel,
but he was a face when he left. Before he got injured.
He gone now.
So I don't know if
there's not that many heels, to my understanding.
So I just don't.
They can do some damage, but as long as you give me the Biggie legacy intros, because the theme song don't hit without that. So
it don't. But I think that him being there, I think would help. And I think that's what the 10-year anniversary will lead to, is them becoming the tag team champions again. Rather than it being like, hey, they're going to break up. Because it's like they break up.
That means they're going to beat the Judgment Day.
I want Big E to return to cut a heel promo.
Everything is Cody's fault.
Cody's fault.
Everything is Cody's fault.
Yeah, you changed the timeline because of your punk ass story. Now we got all this other BS like Sami Zayn thinking he could be a world heavyweight champion. This is Cody's fault. All right.
Dylan. One and the same, sir. One and the same.
Yeah, oh my.
We saved that talk for Tuesday night.
I'm gonna fight all these urges, my brother.
That's for the Tuesday watch along. We are wholesome on Mondays. Wait a minute. Can't be letting that bleed over.
Monday nights, but we tend not to get filthy on Monday nights. We like to start the week clean.
We are filthy on Tuesdays, okay?
But speaking of Jakara Jackson, we do have to get into the other match of the night, which was a women's tag team match where we finally see Liv and Raquel Rodriguez in action against Damage Control. Very good match. I think Damage Control really stakes their claim as probably one of the best tag teams in the division, but everybody's chasing Jade and Bianca. Of course, the Meta Girls are ringside. They get involved in the match, and Damage Control picks up a L. After the match, of course, we get the scuffle with we get Liv and Rhea stepping to Lash and Jakara, which prompts Rhea to come out. Rhea attacks all of them, sends Judgment Day packing. We get Rhea attacking Dom. Again, we see so many storylines intertwining on this 2-hour Raw.
I'm
That is
sorry,
very
man.
interesting.
I'm sorry. As soon as Dylan wrote that, I just thought of him pulling off the Ridge Holland mask. It was me, Piggy. It was me all along.
We need that clip too. We should get that clip.
I know.
Please continue. I'm sorry.
So, 2 questions. How do we feel the women's tag title division continues to shake out when we have 2 teams vying for the belts and Damage Control, Lash and Jakara? And then how do we feel about the presentation for Jakara and Lash? Because they're really traveling to all 3 brands for the past week. I don't think we've seen that from NXT Superstars much, unless they were a champion.
Yeah, I got to say, I got to give flowers where flowers are due, and that is to my tag team partner, Honey, because she said it a while ago. You got to let this women's tag division cook. Let them get to this point rather than just getting rid of the titles. And she was absolutely right, because this is the best version I've seen of the women's tag team division in quite some times. Like, even for Damage Control, I think Io and Kyrie are a better pairing than Kyrie Sane and Asuka. Like, watching them tonight, I'm like, yo, these two be cooking. Like, Raquel had a hard time keeping up with them, just like trying to do the grabs, trying to do the matches. Like, they show why they're such a dominant tag team. But even to your point with like Jakara and Lash, like, again, I say, I call it the Kevin Owens effect. Like, we haven't seen anyone do that in a long time. And I do like that they're using the stipulation of it's not just the tag team champions that can go to any brand. It's any of these tag teams can start doing that and calling their shots. Like, no, we're going to show up here. We're going to show up there. Y'all going to take us seriously till you give us our match. I think it's dope. And I think it also answers the question I think you asked a long time ago, Mayor, too. Like, what were they doing with the 2 of them? And we were saying, like, they need to start doing something with Jakara and Lash, because I feel like they just be in the back. And it was like, yo, I was not expecting it to be this. So, and they are handling it so incredibly, especially after Lash Legend doing her match with Piper Niven. I'm hoping we get something with like Jakara and Io.
Yeah.
Or some kind of match like that.
So I want to ask, this might be seen as controversial, and I want to ask Courtney and Honey first. Because I feel like they're preparing Lash and Jakara to be the ones dethroned. But are Bianca and Jade so imposing of characters that they are holding the division back from having balance?
I don't think they're holding anything back. I think Jade Cargill and Bianca are I mean, this is something that we've kind of been looking forward to since Jade became on the roster, finding out what to do with her. And a lot of us thought, singles competitor, oh my God, her versus Charlotte, her versus Bianca Belair. Nobody would have thought that a tag team with Bianca Belair could even be a possibility until they kind of teased it on us, with their meeting in the Rumble, and they really didn't kind of interact, violently towards one another. They were just like, oh, okay, hey girl, whatever you could do, I could do too. Like, oh, okay, like I like this, and the point to the sign and everything like that. I just think having them together just makes it stronger, and it actually makes it more helpful for the women's division. So that way girls like Jakara and Lash Legend could come through and usher in what they can bring to the table on the roster. I don't know where the hell they went, but what's the party girls? What happened to the party girls? What happened?
Katie and Chance, Katara and Chance.
Carter. You can bring out Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you can bring in more girls to team up and be together and everything like that.
At some point, you can do Alexa and Nikki again if they
Alexa and Nikki, if that.
Exactly. Who the Wyatt version of them two? Oh my God, that would be fun.
Yes, definitely. Like, there's just a lot more that you can do with them. And then Damage Control being as strong as they are, even without, they've been able to carry themselves forward without Asuka, without Dakota Kai, and I really hope that they're still recovering well and we see them soon. But I feel like there's more stock in Bianca and Jade being together. I don't think they hold anybody back. I think it just presents new opportunities. And it's a win-win for everybody.
And also
Okay.
because on Friday, because Bianca and Jade were actually watching last year's match against Piper. And they actually were very impressed after the match, after she won, and how the way she executed. So I don't think they're holding it back. They're open to any different challenges. And I'm happy Lash and Jakara are stepping up to the plate, as in some ladies, because there's going to be some ladies that are going to be challenging for those belts.
Oh, yes,
So
there is. And
here's why I say holding back. It's not because they're given the opportunities, and I love that, but it's like we saw them drop the titles before, but they didn't get pinned. So we haven't exactly anointed somebody to pin Jade or Bianca. So I'm curious what you guys think is like, who's going to get that opportunity or that rub? And is it Jade or Bianca that take the fall in that moment to elevate another talent? The only time we've seen Bianca pinned recently was in that match with Io, which surprised the hell out of me. But to drop the belts, like who gets that push?
I mean, I too, but I think that's the biggest thing as to why you have them as the champs now. Like again, I was kind of against it too, but the same thing like a Braun Breaker as the IC champion. Look what it's done to this tag team division, having this unstoppable force as a tag team.
Yeah.
We've seen all of them step up, like even like Pure Fusion Cocktail, like they've even like stepped their stuff up. Even like that's what I always be at. I'm sorry, I'm not finna call them whatever it is they want to call them, but it's
done.
but I don't think you're going to ever get like those are two individual talents that it's never going to be someone you see like in these tag teams. It's like, oh yeah, I could definitely see them beating Bianca. And I hate that I'm finna say this. The only ones that where it would have made sense to take the belts off of Bianca and Jade, they're not here anymore. That would have been Sasha and Bailey. That would have been the only one where you're like, okay, I see this coming. I know, honey. I know how you feel, but that's the only one I see like that. So it is really of just like, it is in the hands of who are Bianca and Jay gonna give the rub to. And I think giving the rub to Lashley and Jakara make the most sense because of how much they've been calling that shot. And I think it also brings that high bar back down for everybody to be able to compete again.
And you know what I want eventually as far as tag team champions. So I mean, I'll be the first to admit my clients are not defeating Bianca and Jade. But if we can send, and let me get this out of the way first. Again, if we knock Shayna all the way into a faction, when Lola gets to the main roster, we send Shayna back to UFC. we don't send her back to TKO.
Why was that necessary?
We're gonna send her ass back to professional fighting. But that's neither here or there.
Why was that necessary?
Neither here or there. I just wanted to get that out the way. We talked about Pure Fusion Collective, and they are another team that can vie for the tag titles, whatever. I want to see more. So we have Pure Fusion Collective, we have Fatal Influence. I want to see more people do what the New Day did with the Freebird rule. Meaning that any 2 out of the 3 are champions, any 2 out of the 3 can vie for the titles. So if we got to get the belts off Bianca and Jade and we elevate the Meta Girls to that, awesome, because now you get the titles on NXT, which probably needs that on the CW because we're not exactly making headway with the Heritage Cup and now with the new North American Championship. We want to do more with the women's division. So I agree. Yeah. I think if you're going to if they're showing up this much to the main roster, they got to win the belts at some point. But I just don't – I say hold back because I don't see them – I don't see anybody that they believe in that much to pin Jade or Bianca because when the Unholy Union won the belts, they didn't pin them either.
No, but that's why you do it for a Lash and a Jakar because like you just said, they have more stake in it and then it forces people to come to NXT. And then it also sees you to be able – because, again, like I've said it before, NXT women are dominating. Like the men's division, I'll say it again. I'm sorry to say it. You take out Trick, Ethan, Javon, and Oba, you have a mid division right now. them guys is just like not for right now. Like I feel like they could get up, be a little bit better, but right now the women are kicking our ass as far as matches go.
Also, love to see Trick traveling to Raw with his woman. Sorry, TK.
No,
Are they still together?
Yeah.
I had a crazy thought, y'all. So just I don't want to stray too long. I mean, we're already doing an hour post show, but I just had a thought in my head. I'm like thinking about tag teams, right? Who's the one tag team everybody's forgotten about? They're not even signed or anything yet, but they've been seen around, hanging around WWE territory, at the Performance Center.
Women's?
You talking about them Samoan girls?
I'm talking about the Tonga
The
twins.
Tonga twins.
I'm talking about the Tonga twins, and then you have them as tag team champ while Naya's still champ, and you got a female bloodline going on.
But see, but because they so cold, you gotta let Lash and Jakara get it first before you take that off of them. You gotta let us strengthen that whole division again before you have another superpower come in. Because like you said, like once they come, that's a wrap. Because them girls better than Gorillas of Destiny. If you,
it's gonna be like two women's Jacob Fatus.
And that's why I'm like, you don't want that to happen so fast that then it's like, okay, now we got to try to beat another super team, and now it's going to be another step of these like not having these tag teams. Because I want to see at least Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell become tag team champions before that happens.
Thank you. Why have we not done that yet?
Yes,
that's the I don't want to. I'm sorry, I can't mix my words. That's the shitty part of it, because like if you beat Bianca Belair in anything, I expect you to be in a prominent WrestleMania match, and you can't beat Jade because she's the new hot thing. So any loss or pinfall against Jade, you feel like all the lust around her character is now dim because we haven't seen her in that much singles action as the hottest free agent they've signed in the past 2 years. So it's tough. But if it's Lash and Jakara, I'm buying it. I'm
okay with it. Yeah.
Just because they actively seeking the smoke. But I feel like if they do it, kind of like what happened, and we'll go back to the Bloodline and close, kind of like what happened to Jay. It will have to be because somebody else got the attention of two out of the big three during the match and they drop. I don't know what. I don't know who. Maybe you get, I don't know. Maybe Nia, no, I was going to say maybe Nia beating the shit out of Naomi backstage. I don't know. So like, we got to help our girl. I don't know. And they get distracted.
Yeah, I can see that. But I also don't mind a clean pin either. But I can see Bianca taking it before Jade would. Like I can see Bianca putting Lash over and getting the 1, 2, 3. Because Lash is gonna be a beast when she comes to the main event. Like that woman is going to dominate, especially after seeing the match she had with Piper Niven. She gonna be a problem.
Bianca taking the pin, it's so risky. It's so risky, but I like it.
It is, but again, too, Bianca can take it. Jade can't, because we still don't know what Jade can do as a singles appearance. That would hurt her. So that's why, like when Bianca when Io beat Bianca, that was so dope to see because you didn't expect it and it didn't hurt Bianca at all.
Love this comment, Dylan. I wish I had the Roman Reigns no pop video right now.
No pop.
But no, that was Monday Night Raw, 2-hour show. This is the first Monday Night Mayor edition. We don't know if we're gonna get one next week. TK got to cut another check. That's why I wasn't at WWT live, because she only paid for one appearance today. But
well, damn.
What do you?
Man, that was.
What? just gotta be honest. Gotta be honest.
Accusations. These are not accusations. This is false accusations. And
that the Keith Lee part is said. These are not accusations. This is facts.
Yo, like I also said too, I got to throw it in again. The fact that Big E and Keith Lee might become brothers is hilarious to me.
Oh my God.
That is just wild.
Before we get final thoughts on Monday Night Raw, did you guys get a chance to talk about that earlier? Keith Lee pretty much explaining his absence over the weekend in that tweet.
No, no, we
God,
didn't.
no, I did
No,
see that
no, we
though.
didn't.
I should have freaking added that. Well,
So he
we
told-
can
so-
get into it on Wednesday.
Just paraphrasing, he said he knows there's a lot of questions that people have been wondering where he's at, and he said, "Don't worry about it. It's coming. It's on the way." So I don't know what that means. The last time I've seen Keith Lee any type of programming was the WWE Hall of Fame in the cut, in the background, not on AEW or nothing like that. So I don't know what that means.
As long as he's healthy, man, that's all I want for him, bro. As long as
Yep.
you're healthy, can
Yep,
do your
yep.
thing. That's all I care about, bro. I'm
Yep.
such a big fan of his. I just want him to be okay. That's it.
I just want to be able to bask in his glory again. So I hope
Yes.
the better he gets, the easier it will be.
Listen, if Hunter gets that domino back, that is the greatest
Wow.
thing to be shown.
Between
Wow.
him and Malachi, that's it.
Like the people that complain about, like, I don't want to say complain because it's very valid, the building of black stars on programming in this Triple H era. If he gets Keith Lee back to the moon, because we saw what he was doing
Over.
before.
It's over. Him versus Gunther,
It's over.
over. Him
Get it?
versus Braun Breaker, over.
Him versus
What?
Brock Lesnar.
What about
That-
Woo! The one
about-
we always wanted. Even Brock wanted that.
Right,
about
because
him?
you saw it at the Rumble.
He was like, "Who this?
He's like, big boy. All right, I'm
Who
with it.
this?
Big back.
What
Who
about-
this?"
what about him versus Oba?
Oh,
Yep.
oh my
That's what I was
God.
thinking. That's what I was thinking.
You want to talk about somebody who should be the one to dethrone Oba? That would be my guy if he was around right now. That would totally be him.
Who?
He would be the one. If
Who?
not Moose, because I've been begging for Moose, but I guess y'all ain't gonna do it.
Man, that's Moose's fault. That's
No,
okay.
it's Cody Rhodes' fault.
Oh,
That
God.
is it is also his fault. 'Cause it changed his
Everybody's
timeline.
blaming
That's
Cody.
what I mean, he changed the timeline. Kane told us what happens when you go change timelines. This is why we here right now.
Hashtag Cody Crybabies.
That's what we need. We need an Avengers WWE where we go back and Cody does not win. So everything is restored back.
I absolutely have not forgot about Hikuleo. I imagine he's just getting used to
I'm
the
waiting for him to
WWE
show up
way.
at
Here's-
War Games.
Here's my thing though. You can't throw all of these Samoans up main roster just yet. I would love Hikuleo to go through NXT, let him establish himself there. I don't want all of them being tied into this bloodline story. Like I would love to see him at NXT do his thing.
But that's how we.
Hey,
get
I don't
us-
care what nobody say. That's true. That's
That is
true. I don't care what Triple A say about they weren't worried about Reigns. No, yes, y'all were. Y'all wanted him to beat Hogan's title, but because it happened to happen at WrestleMania, he has to finish his story. We missed it. We missed it because of y'all.
Flip that, flip that, Dylan.
Doing that all day, bro.
He has to finish the story at WrestleMania.
I don't know, man. I feel like let's close the bloodline stuff. I feel like Hikuleo has to debut at War Games. If we can get like a moment of him pulling a Kane or Undertaker and just ripping through the bottom of the ring, or just ripping off the cage.
Yo,
you know,
I want him to walk out with Paul Heyman though, and he just doing like this. Just like how Kane was at Bad Blood when he first appeared. That's gotta be Hikuleo. It's gotta be him. And he just rips it.
Oh my goodness.
Wait, no, but they what did they trademark? They trademarked it's corny, but they trademark like Tonga, and that's why I was like, oh yeah, Hikuleo's debuting, and they
Oh
put
my
it on
God,
X.
Tala Tonga. That's so
If they name him that, no, then no.
stupid,
That's not-
stupid,
That's,
stupid,
that's,
stupid.
that's
stupid.
very Vince McMahon era of them. I'm
Yeah,
letting y'all know
that sounds like Vince.
That
Bro.
don't
That
sound
sounds
like a Triple
Yeah.
H era. movie.
That much-
unless that means something in their Samoan language. I mean, I don't know.
Nah,
It could
man,
be.
Let that man be Hikuleo. Let that man be. And look, if they don't know how to pronounce it right, Google it. Don't do that to that man.
Google it.
Let's
I'm
finish with Jay, but before we go to that, they're also, and I don't know if you guys got to this earlier, but Booker T made some comments on this podcast over the weekend about the next step for Zilla Fatu is for Booker T to get him to WWE.
I can
We
see
feel
it.
like that domino falls anytime soon.
Yeah, that's definitely
Yeah, because
Yeah.
he's done good at House of Glory, but I feel like he's finna drop that title too. And then just get him prepped. Like I've been watching like Zillow's matches and stuff. He's getting there, but again, he's White councilman, really? Okay.
I wouldn't say that's just Cody Crybaby Councilman.
Yeah, I was like that. We call it that. Cody Crybaby Councilman. Yeah. But that's another one. I'm just like, I would rather him do an NXT run and let them establish themselves there before I don't want so many of these cats getting thrown into the bloodline and then nothing becomes of it. Because if we really think about it, like out of everybody in this bloodline, we know who the weakest link is that's gonna fall after the story's over, which is Solo.
You think Solo the weakest?
Out of Roman,
Tonga Lois in right there.
They're tag teams though. That's easy for them to go be a tag team, and they're much better as a tag team by themselves than it is being in a group.
He technically is the weakest one only because he hasn't really had a title yet either.
He's had 4 matches.
And all those losses under his belt still.
Mm-hmm.
I will never.
I feel like Solo can easily slide back into the he can really slide back into the street champion gimmick very easily. And kind of like do the no shoes Rusev stuff and like just be dominant. And like I wouldn't say we would forget
doesn't
about
even
this.
wear the towel no more. You notice that?
Mm-hmm.
And I know he'd be hot in that suit. I know you hot. I know you hot. Like, hey, I looking at you, I be just somebody cut down. That's a lot of cloth. It's a lot of cloth, man. But I don't want to see like that happen. Everybody scatters, and it's like, where does this leave Hikuleo? Where does this leave Zillow? Or any of them? It's like, yo, let them establish themselves there, and then if you want to start including them, you can. If we get to like a bloodline end game type of style. Because like war games, I don't think they need to be included. If you want to include anything, it needs to be when it has everybody included, The Rock, all of them. And it got to be tribal combat. And everyday whole family around the ring, sitting down and watching them. Every piece of family member, Rikishi sitting there, Rock's mom sitting there, like even Alpha and Sika's wives. All of them there. Like you need to see that whole, just like how they do Crown Jewel, where all them rich people be sitting in them couches and chairs when they first started. That whole section around the ring needs to be nothing but the Samoan family.
And in that moment, we have to see Jay take out the final boss.
Mm-hmm.
If you got any DBZ fans here, I feel like that's going to be like your Gohan versus Cell. Like,
did I say this earlier? Did I mention?
But if you really want to set it off, this is special referee.
Didn't I mention that earlier, Councilman? I was like, this would be a good way to bring Jay against The Rock because they've been doing a really good job at keeping them far away from each other for some reason. I can't help but wonder.
But he has to be, because he has to beat Roman first. That's
right, of course, because The Rock
has to pin Roman. He has to pin Roman first, clean.
Or Roman just has to acknowledge him. Literally be like, Jay be like, no.
I got no.
Roman be like, you know what? You do.
Do you remember Hell in the Cell and what he did to Jay? Jay got to beat Roman in a match.
But
Roman used to dog walk Jay.
I'm proud of you.
That don't matter. You still gotta get your lick back. Be like, bro, I'm never. You telling me you proud of me and the way you disrespected me in front of my brother.
That's regular family shit, man. I get that feeling.
And that's why it's like I gotta get my lick back from you. If you really want me to forgive you, fight me, and let me get my victory in this match. Then we can move on. Show me like
we go past that because he did pin Roman for the first time in that tag match.
But that's a tag match. That doesn't solidify him as main event Jey Uso. That is your biggest thing that is going to solidify main event Jey Uso. You have to beat somebody who has been main event for the last 5 years. That's how he gets to Cody and is able to really battle for that title because you now have beat Roman. Because remember, no one has yet. We still don't have Roman losing yet in a one-on-one match outside of Cody.
Yeah, Jay did say he still got his problems with Roman and stuff like that.
The next time I see you, it's going to be different. I just want to know what the hell that means.
In all of this, I'm just here for the Kevin Owens spiral out. If we get Kevin Owens power bombing people on the apron again,
I just want to see that. I want to see him just stunning people for no reason. I don't know what.
pissed off
Yeah,
Kevin
he
Owens.
just beat the whole, and then he'll pull a Stone Cold at the Rumble and just stun everybody's ass, beat him out, wait for the next person to come in.
Yeah, pretty much.
This what
Everybody.
I need. This what I need him to do. I need him to
He's
pull
gonna rage
the
and
old,
beat the shit out of everybody at the
I need him
Rumble.
to pull the old Austin. I need him to show up to SmackDown, put the chair in the middle. I ain't leaving until I get my match with Cody. And every time somebody walk in, he stun the room and go sit right back down. I ain't leaving until I get my match with
Right on
Cody.
the
steel
pole.
chair in the middle of the ring. I ain't leaving until I get my match. Somebody come out, another stunner. I'm not leaving until I get my match with Cody.
I'm telling you, that Sami Zayn domino will be the thing that send that man.
But I think that's what makes him join the bloodline, though. I'm telling you, that's what's gonna make Kevin join the bloodline. It's gonna be that. Because Sammy's gonna join with them, and then Reigns is gonna have to apologize, get his match with Kevin, and then that's what's gonna help them take out the Temu bloodline.
You don't think he's gonna attack Sammy? They always fight.
No, I don't. No, I don't think so. I don't think it's there now. I don't think it's there now. Like I think because they won the tag team and they got split, I don't see him doing that because he didn't. Because again, too, like he can hit him with the like, bro. Like I let that go. Like if anybody feels how you feel, I understand. And look what I was able to do. I was able to leave. I was able to go do this. I beat the longest reigning IC champion. Like. This don't affect me like that, but I see what this new bloodline is doing to you. And as much as you hate it, we are going to have to team with our enemy to beat this bloodline so they can stop messing with you. This is the only way we're going to defeat them, which is going to make Kevin more hypocritical and what's going to piss Cody off even more. But like, so you beat me up for tagging with him and then you going to go do it? Oh, no, now we got to fight. We got to fight. Bring the cage down.
Okay. Well, we're over an hour here. I thank you guys for joining Monday Night Mayor. Like I said, next week, we may be here. We may not. I got a wire transfer that I'm expecting from Big Money TK. I have it on good authority that she is back in the States from her lavish trip in Jamaica. But we're going to have to find out. So, like, before we get up out of here, can you guys let the beautiful people in the chat know where they can support you and find you, all your endeavors for the week, and also give me your final thoughts on Raw, whether it was a good show or not. Councilman, I'll start with you.
Oh, yeah, phenomenal show. I still want my 3 hours back. I will say that. Thank you, Dylan, as well. Thank you, honey, for sending this to me. And also, I got you on what you asked me as well. I will also make that for you. But yeah, I thought it was a great show for 2 hours. It does leave me wanting more, but I do want my 3 hours back just so I can see some of these other folks that I like seeing in that middle come back. I want to see more American made. I do want to see some more tag team action, but all in all, they have been keeping up with giving me a consistently good show. And I cannot now. I'm more excited for Crown Jewel as well. So great show.
Okay. Did you put your tags out?
No, I didn't. You can follow me at This Is Cody's Fault on all socials, as well as Twitch and YouTube. Because so if anything is happening to you, if you for some reason are not getting the job that you want, if you are not making the money you need, if your girlfriend left you for a guy with a bigger piece of strudel, this is Cody's fault. You should blame Cody for this because he changed the timeline. This is the reason why Lola Vice did not win against Roxanne Perez. This is Cody's fault. This is all Cody's fault.
Now we got Jay wearing Vice City colors and just taking up the merch.
The man is selfish. The blonde-haired man is selfish. This is his fault. If your Steelers are not winning and your Dolphins are taking L's, this is Cody's fault.
I'm 5-2. I'm quite happy with where I'm at.
And
man.
See how that makes you feel? Look, AEW could be successful had Cody not changed the story. This is all Cody's fault.
Oh, that's tea. You just said a mouthful there, sir.
Put that in the box.
Mercedes Moné would have never got that deal had Cody not changed the story. So, in the words of The Rock, fuck your story. That's my hashtag.
Okay.
I'm good.
And Courtney, so since we brought up AEW, where can the people support?
I need to get myself some Jericho clips on here. I need to
There's
get some
plenty.
Jericho clips.
We don't have no AEW clips except for the accusations.
No, I'm
Nah,
not.
I've got another one in here.
Do we?
No,
I'm surprised we don't have a Prince Nana, like nothing up in here.
I know.
Like,
I need to.
not
get
even
some
a
Jericho.
one of these.
Give me
This-
a word.
This is what Cody did to the time.
Oh, would you look at? Oh wait! Oh, it's no. Unfortunately,
Just to let Courtney know I am bipartisan in all this. I got other clips in here of AEW.
you a big motherfucker. Rick Ross here to mediate this meeting between.
And not to be
We've not
outdone.
seen this.
Not to be outdone.
How come we?
You raggedy bitch. You raggedy bitch.
We not seen these.
We got AEW clips in here.
Oh god.
I upload them all.
Where is the raggedy bitch? Because I'm gonna use that so much.
It says it's under Stokely.
Oh man, you
It's
use
right
that-
under all the Roman Reigns ones.
Oh my god. You got that
I'm using
Weasel
that.
Stokely.
I'm using that one. You raggedy bitch.
That's
Oh, that's gonna be my favorite one.
Okay, Eddie. Oh my god.
Courtney, yeah, where can we find you, Courtney?
Yeah, I need to get some Jericho clips on here. Anyways, I watched a little bit of Raw. I DVR'd it, but I'm gonna watch it tomorrow because of Monday night. But I thought it was a solid episode. They can find me here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Wednesday night is Dynamite. There's gonna be a lot more happening. Feel free to follow me on there, and you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram on @CourtneyNJ11.
Do it.
I need that as a handle for somebody. Oh man. Whew. Thank y'all for this Monday. This was great. Yo.
I'm glad I joined.
Oh my god.
Everybody has tears.
Whew.
Honey, where can people support you?
Everybody can find me at Wyatt Six City all day, every day. So happy we got to see Uncle Howdy tonight. You can also find me on Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays here with the WWT Live crew, and Friday nights for our Honey Night SmackDown watch along, which should be a treat this week. And you could also you can find me at You Raggedy Bitch. No, you can find me at All Things Wrestling with Honey, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and like and subscribe to YouTube Wrestling with Honey podcast.
And that leaves me. I thought this was a great Monday Night Raw. I normally don't watch the show live, so this is actually a treat to see how they're condensing everything and actually trying to tell so many different storylines at once. You can find me at Says, like it shows on the screen right there. Says the answer on the gram. I may be in the building tomorrow for Tuesday Night Feral because, of course,
bounce when she walk, bounce when she walk, bounce when she walk.
Is it good? The Lord is my shepherd. He know what I want.
Clap when she walk, clap.
But appreciate everybody in the
We have
chat.
the mac and cheese on Tuesdays, Wednesdays.
With a glass of milk on the side. Gotta have my glass of milk now ready.
Need some milk.
But until next week, we may be back. So Wednesday, tomorrow, during all the watch-alongs, I want to see the hashtag pay the mayor. Hashtag pay the mayor whenever you see TK on screen, and tweet her at TK Trinidad if that's her real name. You got to make sure that these watch-alongs can happen and make sure that your creators are getting handsomely paid. I'm gonna get a text in a little bit. But again, we'll see you guys next week. We'll be eating again next Monday. I'm gonna end this show by showing somebody that we would love to see on screen more. Until next time, this has been the Monday Night Mayor on Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 network for women's wrestling.
Yeah. Now I'm gonna go off. This is Shayna, the Queen of Spades, Baszler, and you're watching Women's Wrestling Talk.
Thanks for joining WWT. Don't forget to like us on all social media platforms at WW Talk Pod. Like and subscribe on all video and audio platforms. Like yesterday, my G. And check out our website at www.talkpaw.com. Thanks for watching Women's Wrestling.